Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you something I've been building for the past week, which I call Log. So Log is a project manager and a feedback tool for indie hackers. As someone who has lots of projects that I work on almost concurrently, I find it difficult sometimes to let people know the status of each of these projects. Now I've seen this a lot in my software engineering career. From time to time, I'm running into engineers that are working on numerous projects, but I just want to know what they are focused on right now. I don't have a concrete idea of what I want this to be, but a great way I think of it is to imagine Jira and Product Hunt had a baby. The project management part is going to help authors plan and manage projects, and the user facing part is going to help the users know what's happening in this project and provide feedback in real time. Now, like every project I've built in this past 4 weeks, I don't expect it to be something big. I'm literally just taking the ideas from my head and trying to turn them into a working prototype, and it's not guaranteed that I'm going to keep working on them. This is just an experiment. So enough of the talk, and let me show you what the app feels like. So first, I'm going to sign in with one of my dummy email addresses, and this is using Magic Link authentication for now. If I go here, I'm going to see that I'm sent a mail to log in, and then I can try to log in. Once I'm logged in, I am brought to the projects page that's going to show me all the projects that I have in this app. Right now I don't have any project, so I'm just going to try to create one now. Project one, enter a random description and try to create here, and then when I create, it's going to show up here, and then I can click inside of it and I can see the interface for creating tags. But I'm not going to do all that manually. I've prepared a seed script that I'm going to use to populate the database. I'll go over here, try to stop the app and try to run this seed, and that should give us a couple of entries here, and then I can restart the app and head over to the UI and see I have a couple more projects now. But the project we'll be focusing on is the augmented reality interior. So every project is going to have a couple of tags, and ideally once you create a project, you should create some tags. The first task we have here is to set up the environment, the development environment. We can move stuff around here like a normal Kanban board. We can keep moving stuff, and then we can try to add a new tags here. Let's say new OS tags, and then we can add some description and create the tags, and then you can see it over here as newest tags. This Kanban board is not just available to the owner of this project. Now there's also an external interface for users to track this project. Once you go to this user interface, you're going to be provided with the information about this project and then the progress of this project, but then you're not allowed to move stuff around. It's just like read only, and you're to see the progress of this project. Let's say I'm done with defining coding standards and I move it to done. Once I come here and I try to reload, I'm going to see it's moved to done, but the user doesn't have access to moving any of these cards. Right, next I'm going to show you the requests. So the users following up with this project can request features in real time. Here there's a couple of features that have been requested, of course, from the seeding script. I can add one here that I need support for a mobile application, mobile application support, and then I can add this here, and I can add this here, and then when the owners of this project go and try to reload, they're going to see it here, mobile application support. So the idea is that the owners of this project cannot upvote or edit this request. Is only editable by the users that are following up with this project. Basically, users following up with this project have two things they can do. They can observe the progress of the project via the project tracker, which is a Kanban of just tasks moving around, and they can provide feedback by requesting features and upvoting features. Now, these are the most basic features of this app. There's a Kanban board for moving tasks around, which is also visible to the users following up with this project. And there's also a way for users to request features and upvote features that they want to see in the app. Now, there's also a third feature I couldn't implement due to time constraints, which is work sessions. So the way I think about this is that work sessions are time encapsulated blocks of work that can be visible to the users also. So let's take, for example, a project author wants to take up one of these tasks, and let's say it takes off designing the user interface. They could go ahead to create different work sessions inside of these tasks, that could be visible to users in real time. So at every point in time, the users know what this project author is working on and how long it's taking. Now, I obviously couldn't implement that in the short time given, but this is not something too complex and I'm planning to add that in the future. So I'd love to talk to you about the tech stack for building this project. So the app is built with Remix, and this is the first time I'm working with Remix. In fact, as at the beginning of this week, I didn't know anything about how Remix worked, but I took a couple of tutorials and got to speed with it. Now my experience working with Remix is going to be another video, but I just sum it up by saying things didn't go as expected and there were a lot of hiccups that I had to overcome, which made this project to take even longer. But overall, I'm happy with the outcome and I kind of like some paradigm shifts that Remix brings. Now this is week 5 of my 6-week 6 projects challenge. The last project is not going to be anything new. I'm going to revamp a project that is about 2 years old, which is my next year's portfolio starter, and I'm going to have the video out in a couple of days. Like always, the link to the GitHub repository is going to be in the comments below. You can go ahead, take a look at it. Thank you for watching and see you next week.